guys, this is Jean from Happy Indulgence, and today I've got a huge book haul as usual. So I've got my June book haul with all the books that I purchased and was sent for review from Australian publishers. So I'm really excited to be going through them. Before we begin, make sure you've subscribed to my video. If you click the subscribe button down below, that will make sure that you get all my new videos, which is awesome. On top of this book haul, I'm not going to be going through my Lifeline Book Fest haul. I also hauled that in June as well, and I'll make sure to link it up above and down below so you can check that out. But this is the books on top of that I got this month. So I'm going to start off with the books that I purchased. So the first one is The Poppy War by R.F. Kuang, and I have been wanting this book for so long. In fact, I placed 3 book depository orders and the book was actually out of print, which is a good thing I guess, but I really wanted to get my hands on it. Thankfully, this book has lived up to the hype. It's probably my favorite book of all time and I'll be doing a review on it soon, so stay tuned for that. Next book I bought is Neverworld Wake by Marisha Pessl, and I have read and loved Night Film by the same author. It was just such a stunning read that was super detailed, super memorable, and super thrilling as well. Neverworld Wake is her first YA book and it's about 5 friends. There's a bit of time bending in here. I don't really know too much about it, but I know I'm going to really enjoy it because I have read and loved the other book by the same author. Onyx and Ivory. This is the one from the Fairy Loot, so it's an exclusive painted black edition. I have actually heard a few mixed reviews about this book. I know it's a fantasy read about a girl who is a wilder and she can communicate with animals through forbidden magic, and they need to fight dragons in this book, so it sounds super exciting. But yeah, as always, I've heard mixed reviews, so I'm not too sure what I think of it yet, but I can't wait to read it. Beyond the Darkened Shore by Jessica Leake, and I'm pretty sure this one is a Viking fantasy. It's actually really funny because I haven't heard anything about it at all. And this also came in as part of my Fairy Loot. I think it was the May one. Check out the signed book plate. Basically, this is about a girl called Ciara who's a princess. She has the ability to mind control, and she meets a Northman leader called Leif during a failed siege, and together, obviously, they can save their world even though they're enemies. So that's all I know about it. If you have heard of this book or if you have read it, please let me know what you thought in the comments down below. Now on to the books that I was sent from publishers. So I got After the Lights Go Out by Lily Wilkinson. She's a Love Oz YA author who writes really great thrillers. Basically, this is about a bunch of girls. There's a bunker and they have to go in it after the electricity gets cut out. These sisters have to keep their bunker a secret because like the townspeople are slightly going crazy. It sounds like a really thrilling read, but it's also one of those that can be plausible, which is really interesting. So yeah, keen on reading this one. I was sent The Smoke Thieves by Sally Green from Fanciful Box. I was a rep for this Aussie YA subscription box that has sadly closed down now, but look how beautiful this copy is. So again, I haven't heard too much about The Smoke Thieves. I know it's about 5 different people and they get connected by a mysterious bottle of demon smoke. And obviously there's an impending war. So on the front it says a princess, a soldier, a hunter, a trader, and a thief. So I'm guessing that's the 5 people that you'll meet in this book. I received The Path of Lost by Bo Kondos, and this is another Love What's Away book and it's a fantasy. Basically Bo is a debut fantasy author, so I'm really keen on reading this one. It's about a girl called Cynthia and she has the ability to unleash the power of art, melody, and narrative in a world that has outlawed creative expression. How beautiful does that sound? They have to embark on a world which is called the Path of the Lost in order to save the world that they know of. This path is haunted by forgotten creatures and there's also secrets of the world's past as well. So it's about whether they can save the world that they're looking for, whether her companion is the key to everything that they're looking at as well. And I think it sounds like a really fascinating read and it's a beautiful cover. So I'm really looking forward to this one. Found by Fleur Ferris, and this is a Love Oz YA thriller that I'm really keen on reading. It's set on a farm and it's about a girl on a rural property. Basically is catching up with her dad who suddenly disappears, and then obviously her family has a secret past and everything unravels. So I have read and loved Fleur Ferris's other thrillers, and I'm pretty sure I'll enjoy this one as well. So I'll send this one from the publisher for review. Stone Girl by Eleni Hale. So this is about a 12-year-old girl where everything happens. She has no mum, she becomes a ward of the state, and basically all the kids run amok and adults have no say in anything that they do. Slowly she has to confront the past and what's happened to her, and it sounds like a bit of a mystery thriller as well, so I'm keen on reading this one. Next book I got from a publisher is The Traitor's Game by Jennifer A. Nelson. I have read and loved, I think The False Prince by the same author. I'm keen on reading this one as well. This one is about a girl called Kestra who gets kidnapped by a band of kidnappers who hope to use her to blackmail her father's kingdom. Apparently Kestra finds her way to overcome her kidnappers' circumstances, and then they compete against different motives, and yeah, basically everything's unraveling. And at the back it says it's a treacherous game of intrigue and loyalty, love, and all that is willing to lose in order to win the Traitor's Game. I actually haven't heard anything about this book at all, which is odd because obviously YA fantasy is my jam, and yeah, if you have read this one as well, please leave a comment down below and let me know what you thought. Next book is Stormwave by Lucy Christopher, and it's about a girl that lives on an island. Basically that she tends to be experiencing the wild weather on the island, and apparently there's a wild storm that changes everything. So it's a super vague blur, but I mean this cover is so gorgeous. The next one is Whisperer of the Tide by Sarah Tulkser, and this is the second book in A Song of the Current series, I believe. I'm not sure if it's a companion novel because I haven't read the first one yet. Basically it's about a girl called Caro who has spent her life waiting for the river god, but she gets locked in with the land god instead. She is helping a royal prince regain his throne, and she basically must choose between her love for this prince or the fate of the world. So sounds pretty interesting so far. I do have the first one to read, so maybe I'll read that one before I read this one. Next one is Grace and Fury by Tracy Banghart. So I got the art from the publisher and the exclusive Fairy Loot edition. I'll leave my unboxing link up above because that's where I unboxed this one. Grace and Fury is about two sisters, and it's a world where women have no rights. Surprise, surprise. One is locked on an island prison and the other one has the fate of the world on her hands. So she's preparing to become a Grace. A Grace is selected to stand by the ear as an example of a perfect woman. So I'm actually reading this soon for the Booktubeathon challenge, so I'm really looking forward to it. Providence by Caroline Kepnes. I've already read this so far and I really loved it. It's basically a thriller about a guy who has to stay away from society because of his secret abilities that can result in murder, and it's about a girl who's obsessed with him. So together they're obsessed with each other, but it talks about their lives like from their early childhood to their 30s, which is really interesting. So I'll have more about this book on my wrap up or July, I guess. Next one is Bronte by Sue McPherson. So I've already read and loved this book. It's basically about an author slash teacher who goes and interviews a bunch of 4 teenagers at a school, and you hear from their different perspectives about a rural town in Australia, about the marginalisation that some of the Aboriginal kids experience, and also about a dangerous hobby as well. So it's a really short read, but I think this one was from Black Ink Books. And Sue McPherson is also the author of Grace Beside Me, which has been made into a series. The Beast Heart by Leif Shawcross, and I actually read this one for ABC Radio, which I review on once a month, and I didn't like this one at all. It was a Beauty and the Beast retelling, but told from the Beast perspective, and I actually found it kind of creepy, so I talked about it in my June wrap-up, which I'll link up above. The Emerald Sea by Rochelle Mead, and this is the 3rd book in the Glittering Court series. So that's the Glittering Court, that's the Midnight Jewel, and this one is the 3rd book. I haven't caught up with this series because I wasn't sure how I felt about author writing about marginalized characters, and I also, like, even though I loved Rochelle Mead's like Vampire Academy and Bloodline series, I haven't heard great things about her follow-up books, so I'm not sure if I'll read this one actually. The Art of Taxidermy by Sharon Kernott, and this one is a verse novel, so it looks like it's going to be a short read. It's about love and loss and the way that beauty can help make sense of it all. I also got a song, Only I Can Hear by Barry Jonesberg, and this is a comedic novel about a guy suffering from panic attacks, but he really wants to impress a girl that he started school with, so he gets texts from an anonymous challenger, and yeah, basically see how he goes. White Rabbit and Red Wolf by Tom Pollock. I'm not too sure what this one is about. It's about a prodigy who also suffers from severe panic attacks, but it's a story of espionage and violence and family secrets. I know the guy's really good at math as well. The Earth, My Butt and Other Big Round Things by Carolyn Mackler, and this is from Bloomsbury, Australia. I just love the cover and the foil. It's so pretty. This is about a girl who has a fat girl code of conduct, which is a list of rules where she has to live life by. But basically she starts addressing those issues, so I'm not too sure about this one and whether I'll read it, because I have read a few books about bigger girls that is about them losing weight to be happy, and I'm not sure if this one will be the same thing. There's The Finder by Kate Hendricks, so it's about two different people. So there's a teen fashionista and he's a guy, and he enlists the help of a girl who's a shy introvert, but she has a secret power in order to find people and pinpoint where they are, and she's been doing that for her whole life, looking for her twin sister. So it sounds like a really interesting book as well. So those are all the books that I got during June. I hope you guys enjoyed my book haul, and I hope you guys found something that you want to read as well. If you have any thoughts on these books at all, or if you want me to pick any of them up, please leave a comment down below. Give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video, and subscribe if you'd like to see more. Thanks guys, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.